Hey, what's up with y'all niggas, man? It's your friendly neighborhood comedian Devon Wells, and I put date rape drugs in my own drink. You know, because I'm a gremlin. Man, this that good shit. I got this from Bill Cosby. But anyway, we got another reaction for y'all today. This shit should take about 30 minutes to kick in, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a reaction in the meantime. Comedians who have serious beef with each other. I always thought this was an interesting topic, you know, comedians beefing with each other. Not that I want to see people fight and argue, but it's just like, you know, it's always been like engaging to me. So comedians who have serious beef with each other, let's get into it. Let's see who's in here.
Comedy feuds are no laughing matter. The performers who bring us to hysterical tears can actually be a cutthroat bunch who steal each other's work, trash each other in the press, and even in some rare cases, come to blows. Watch on to find out more about the biggest beefs between comedians. When Chevy Chase abruptly left Saturday Night Live in its second season to pursue a movie career, a number of his castmates were understandably bitter.
Bill Murray and Chevy Chase is the first one. As y'all can see, I heard Chevy Chase was a asshole. Like, I heard that nigga was terrible to work with. Like, I heard he would say fucked up shit to his cast members. You know what I'm saying? He would say, like, on the set of Community, I heard he would say, like, racist shit and, like, fucked up shit. And, like, and he wasn't even the main character on that show, but he was he was acting like, oh, I'm the star and shit. And just talking shit to people and all that. Yeah, I heard that. I heard he was a motherfucker to work with.
Bill Murray, who joined the cast soon after Chase left, expressed his displeasure with Chase when he returned to host in season 3. According to the book Saturday Night, A Backstage History of Saturday Night Live, tensions built throughout the week between the entire cast and Chase. Murray set off a shouting match followed later by a physical altercation just before the show went live. Chase confronted Murray in Jim Belushi's dressing room and the two threw punches, though they were quickly pulled apart. Less than 2 years later, Chase and Murray buried the hatchet on the set of Caddyshack. Decades after the spat, Murray downplayed the whole thing to Empire, saying, "It was really a Hollywood fight, a don't touch my face kind of thing. We all felt mad he had left us, and somehow I was the anointed avenging angel. But Chevy and I are friends now. It's all fine." Joe Rogan and Carlos Mencia didn't quite come to blows in 2007, but their onstage fight over Mencia's alleged joke theft still stunned the Comedy Store audience.
We all know about this one.
Rogan called Mencia Menstila. Mencia then stormed the stage and confronted Rogan. Their colorful exchange was all caught on video, and it had a profound effect on both of their careers. Rogan was banned from the Comedy Store and was subsequently dropped by his agency after refusing to apologize to Mencia. But Rogan eventually emerged unscathed. He went on to launch a successful podcast and even returned to the Comedy Store after 7 years away. But for Mencia, the backlash was far more severe. After the video went viral, Mencia was quickly labeled a joke thief. Less than a year later, his hit Comedy Central show Mind of Mencia was over. However, Mencia has characterized his exit from the show and subsequent absence from the spotlight as a self-imposed exile. Macdonald is a tell-it-to-your-face kind of guy, so it's no surprise that his...
Hey, Carlos, yeah, Carlos, that was a rough situation. But Carlos is still doing comedy. So yeah, I'm gonna check that out, and because I've always found Carlos Mencia to be funny. Like, he's a funny performer, but you can watch his comedy and you can tell, like, I've heard all this shit from somewhere else. Like a whole lot of his comedy does not. You can tell he stole that shit. It's not a whole lot of originality to a lot of his jokes. But the thing about it is, he is a funny dude. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Once you steal other people's material, you gotta suffer consequences for that. But I think he genuinely is funny though, like a funny person, like. But yeah, man. I hope he bounces back. I really do.
Comments about fellow Saturday Night Live alum Chris Kattan set off a bitter feud, as Macdonald described Kattan to Rolling Stone in 1997. "To me, he seems gay. He claims he's not, but I've never seen, like, a guy who's not gay seems so gay. I don't find him funny. What can I say? Never made me laugh." To which Kattan responded, "If Norm says I'm gay, then put in that I say he's an." Macdonald was famous, or infamous, for being merciless when he found a soft spot. The feud got bad enough that when Macdonald returned to host SNL in 1999, Kattan was noticeably absent from the episode. Kattan still had an axe to grind in 2015 during a radio interview when he accused Macdonald of abusing an assistant. However, a few months later, Kattan tweeted that their feud was only for comedic purposes. Joan Rivers certainly earned her title of the Queen of Mean, and she didn't hold back when talking about her former E! colleague Chelsea Handler. But the younger comedian didn't exactly pull her punches either.
Chelsea Handler. I don't know nothing about Chelsea Handler for real, but I know about Joan Rivers, and that's a funny bitch.
In a January 2012 interview with Howard Stern, she said,
Joan Rivers, I mean, what the f do I care about Joan Rivers?
You don't.
The next day, Rivers showed up to the Shock Jock studio and came out swinging.
You're number one.
Doesn't seem like so bad.
The
What you
girl
think.
made it on her back, f***ing the president. We all know that. Number two, she's fine. She's ordinary. She's not a genius.
A few years later, they were still going at it, with Handler telling The Guardian in June 2014 she didn't think of Rivers as a role model. 1 month later, Rivers told Huffington Post that Handler started the whole thing. Rivers died in September 2014 during a routine surgery, putting a tragic end to a beef that was surely far from over. However, in 2016, Handler gave Rivers a nod for paving the way for female comics.
Joan Rivers and I weren't friends, but she did definitely open so many doors for me.
The beef between David Cross and Larry the Cable Guy was a lot more personal than most comedy feuds. In 2005, Cross told Rolling Stone what he thought about the blue-collar comedian's act. "It's a lot of anti-gay, racist humor, which people like in America, all couched in, I'm telling it like it is. He's in the right place at the right time for that gee shucks, proud to be a redneck, I'm just a straight shooter, multi-millionaire and cut-off flannel selling ringtones act." Unsurprisingly then, Larry the Cable Guy dedicated a chapter in his 2006 book, Get Her Done, to say that he was being attacked by a member of the PC police that didn't know his audience. He cited Cross as one of those, quote, humorless comedians who act like they're better than everyone else. Cross then hit back with a blog post entitled An Open Letter to Larry the Cable Guy, in which he said, "I do know your audience, and they suck, and they're simple. And please don't mistake this as coming from a place of bitterness because I didn't make it there, or I'm not as successful as you, because that's not it at all. Since I was a kid, I've always been a little oversensitive to the glorification and rewarding of dumb." Ouch. Safe to say these two won't be playing any of the same venues anytime soon. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite stars are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.
That's what's up. Yeah, that was a good video. I can't wait to do a little bit further research into some of these beefs, and hopefully I'll react to videos about the individual beefs, because I'm not gonna lie, I find this shit engaging, because I just had a conversation about somebody about the same thing that David Cross said about Larry the Cable Guy. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting. So I want to get deeper into it. This was a good video. Link in the description to the original video. I will see y'all next time.